Hello and welcome everybody to Tuesday Night Terror Vision. We are at episode number 62, and it just so happens we did not plan it this way, but we have our guest far from Blake. Blake, good to see you again, brother.
Great to be back. What's up, everybody?
And J-Man joins me as always. Great to see you again, bro.
Thank you.
And it is the 37th anniversary. We couldn't have planned this better. Yep. Of the release of my personal favorite entry in the entire Halloween franchise, Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers. Yep, and don't worry, it's not Vic Mignogna. I have pants on, but yeah, there we go, right there. There's the shirt. I love this. My only regret is I have sleeves on this shirt because I won't cut the sleeves off this one. There's certain shirts I will not chop the sleeves off, and it would mess up the logo, and I won't do that to this one. But this is my favorite. I've said this time and time again. I absolutely love this movie ever since I saw it on Viewer's Choice pay-per-view when it dropped on there as a kid. And you're familiar with that, Jay. That's out of Canada.
Yeah.
That's because of the
Nice.
satellite system we had as a kid. That was the pay-per-view provider that we got because we never paid for it. So it was awesome. And I was just watching trailers for Halloween week in 88 or 89 when this hit pay-per-view, and it was like, man, I love seeing the original trailers for these. I have, and it's trend. Michael Myers was trending on Twitter. Let me welcome the chat here. Let's see. I didn't turn the comments on. I see we have a new channel member, Dabian Donaldson. My brother, thank you for joining, sir, at the Harvey. I believe he joined the Harvey Wakuian. Yeah, he's a producer. That's Dabian. If there's anything you want me to review, and I will say this as a courtesy, please lean on movies. Reviewing an entire series is something that I used to do, and I wish I still had the time to produce those videos. You guys all have been here for a while. You remember Batwoman? I know. Yep. It hurt my soul, but I had a blast. But I just don't have that much time with wrestling and everything else to put into reviewing an individual series. Movie reviews I can do. So if you got a movie review specifically you want, brother, hit me up on here, email, any of the socials, they're all listed. Blake's channel is listed in the description, as is J-Man's. And Blake, man, congratulations on the growth you've seen. I'm so proud and happy to see that. I love it.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, you always hear the saying of like, once you hit 100 subscribers, like the hardest mark is to get that 100, it will start going. And I didn't hit 100 until June. And it's like I tripled, like about a little bit over 300 in the last 3 months. So yeah, it's exciting. I'm hoping to keep the momentum going right now.
I think the Halloween tier, you did like a Halloween timeline ranking or something.
I just did a timeline one recently, and then I did a mask tier list.
Yes.
Before that one set off. That's the one that really got me over the hump. But yeah, 3 of my most viewed videos were all in the past month, so it's been pretty huge.
Dude, yeah, I did my mask tier because I'm like, okay, I'll do this in response. I gotta do one too. But yeah, those are fun. Like I did the Jason Voorhees looks.
That was a cool video.
Yep, that was fun.
Tier lists are a lot of fun, honestly.
They are.
I like making the tier list a lot more than I like making the ranking videos. I don't know why. I like watching ranking videos more, but something about making a tier list video, it just feels a lot more relaxed. Something about like it's all there. You just place it there. You don't have to edit the numbers in, and I don't know. Something about it just seems a lot easier.
You should do. So I do whenever I don't do tier list videos. I do tier list live streams. Okay. And that is a lot of fun because everyone's got an opinion and they're all pissed off. And then my opinion always wins because it's correct. So it's really no. The way I do it is everybody on the panel says where it goes. So we put it up and then everyone's like, no, you got to move it down. You got to argue
a debate. Yeah.
We argue it out. Okay. And then there's
it.
Yeah, everyone gets their one. Like you get one where it's like, I can't go to bed if this is below this. So it's like, okay, we'll move that one up. So everyone gets one freebie, and then we put it.
Yeah, me and my friends will when we hang out sometimes. We've done where we'll just go over someone's house and we'll do tier lists of random stuff, not just movies,
Right.
food or
Food.
whatever. Yeah, anything. Like we'll argue fast food, like
Right.
restaurants or something like
Fast
that,
food
ice
tier
cream,
list.
all
Yeah,
sorts
okay.
of stuff. And the amount of heated arguments and debates we'll have, because we all have to come into like whatever tier we pick. If one of us picks S, the other one picks D, B, we got to average it out. And sometimes how we're averaging out, it creates a lot of wars, honestly. So tier lists can be a lot of fun for sure.
They're like I said, I just started doing those this year after I watched the one of the. I'm like, okay, so I can do this. I'm like, I actually like can use this interface. It's easy enough for me. So that was nice. But yeah, they're fun. And Angry Gamer says Dick Warlock is my top Michael Myers.
Okay.
I have a hard time disagreeing with that because Dick Warlock was fucking awesome in Halloween 2 as Michael Myers, man.
I like him. It's just sometimes that walk is a little too slow for me. But I like the face. I like the demeanor, the kills. His vibe's definitely good. It's just that walk sometimes is a little too slow.
Dick Warlock is the best name ever. Yeah, it pretty much is manliness.
It's up there.
You're not a penis wizard. You're a Dick Warlock. I like that. I like that. And real quick here, folks. Few programming notes. Thursday night, right back here, same bad time, same bad channel, 8:05 Eastern, not on Superstation TBS, right here on Wrestling with Horror. We're watching Hellraiser this week, and I just watched my VHS copy this morning. I have a 2-pack. I've got Hellraiser 1 and Hellraiser 2 Hellbound. And yeah, we're going to be screening those at my Halloween party while we play euchre in the basement too. So yeah, Hellraiser, check us out right here. Live commentary that'll be available the next day on Patreon. That's patreon.com/Wrestling with Horror 420. And Sunday night, we're doing a dual stream. It's our Halloween Spooktacular. Myself and my brother, my road dog, my tag team partner, Killer Pizza, a.k.a. Bad News Cruise. We got our Halloween Spooktacular costume party. We have games. Check us out, 6 p.m. dual streaming on Killer Pizza and Wrestling with Horror. There we go. There's all the programming notes out of the way. And yeah, let's see. Wait, I want to add a comment here. Hang on. What is this? Dabian, Lucio Fulci's Enigma, Sleepaway Camp 2, or Night of Living Dead 90 remake. Any of those? Okay. All right.
So I just got the Fulci on 4K. That's one that I never had on DVD or VHS. So that's a brand new. I have the 4K now. It's brand new for me. Sleepaway Camp 2. We watched. I've seen that 4,000 times. We reviewed it together.
Okay.
Right.
Night of Living Dead 90. Davian, do you want this on a episode of Tuesday Night Terrorvision, or do you want an individual video review? Because it's your choice, man. You signed up as a channel member, so you let me know what you want. If you want an individual video, if you want us to do that on a stream. I've never seen any Fulci movies yet. I have not.
Right. I was trying to start you off with New York Ripper, but we can. I mean, you can do it if he wants to do that one.
Yeah.
But I've never seen that one. So this is Fulci's weird. They're either going to be super awesome 10 out of 10 masterpieces like The Beyond or whatever, or it's like, what is going on in this movie and why am I watching it? But I still kind of like it anyways, just because I like this kind of crap, but it's kind of weird. So it's one, I don't know if that one's a good one or a bad one, but
I don't know. I haven't watched the Night of Living Dead remake in a while. That's a good one.
Oh, that's a masterpiece, man.
That is. That's individual review. Okay. You want a video.
There you go.
You know what? If you don't mind, Dabian, I'm going to do the Night of the Living Dead 1990. Let's see. We'll do Night of the Living Dead 90.
And that's one of those movies that they did to retain the rights for Romero because he didn't have the rights to that, right? Because it was public domain pretty much. That's why there's 4 billion versions of Night of the Living Dead out there. Like I'm going to produce my own version, the J-Man cut or something. It'll be like 10 seconds less or something. And it's the J-Man cut or whatever.
As long as it's not your Snyder cut version with like.
Oh dear God, that's 17 hours long and
slow motion.
And Wonder Woman is a disgusting murderer. Okay, yeah, that one.
I don't need a slow motion view of a hot dog going by the Flash's mouth and Ezra Miller looking just a little bit too excited about it. That's all I'm saying.
No, stop.
That's all I'm saying. He looked really excited.
Oh my goodness.
Like, I got this fine ass woman. Like, he ain't looking at her. He's looking at the. Never mind.
Oh my goodness, stop it.
CB, that review, Davian, I will get that out probably. I'll try to have it out before Halloween. The rest of this week is busy as hell, but I will bust my ass on that to have it out by next Friday for you, brother. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate you. The best Michael Myers kill is Nurse Jill from Halloween 2, 1981, and the most gruesome is Nurse Karen from Halloween 2. Yeah, Karen was the one that took
the hot tub, right?
This yeah. She was the hot tub scalding victim.
That's a great kill.
And then
2 reasons.
And then you had Jill was the one he stabbed in the back and lifted up with the scalpel, which is an insane feat.
Hey, listen, he rolled a 20, so it was a critical hit or whatever.
Apparently, she did not roll for dexterity before.
No, she did. No, she rolled a 1. He used his backstab a bit. He's like a thief in the old rules. He's got a backstabbing or whatever.
You're welcome, Davian. So I don't have a title card for Halloween 4, but what I do have, you saw the opening credits, and I want to talk about those a little bit here because this is the one time I don't have the movie playing while we're reviewing.
I have it playing, yeah.
I had it on Shudder, but the way the internet has been with all the, I'm not. I was like, I'm not gonna push it right now because I'm sure my kid's playing Switch and my wife's streaming something right now. So, and I have 3 computers on as we speak.
Right.
But the start to this, I want to play this clip that I edited together. It's about 1 minute and 4 seconds long, but this is our exposition dump. But before we do that, the opening credits to this is my favorite opening to any Halloween movie.
By far.
This credit goes to Dwight H. Little, the director, because he grew up in the Midwest. He knew how to capture that. And I grew up in a very rural area. So this resonated with me so much because the kind of imagery in this is the kind of stuff that I literally saw growing up every single day. And that, the feel, that Midwest feel, it really brought that back after filming, your first 2 in California. Well, not counting Halloween 3, obviously, but 1 and 2 were shot in California. So this was Utah, and it looked so much better.
Yeah, this is the TV credits. So this is where you start to see the trends change to TV credits. Movie credits used to be, black screen with the music or some sort of imagery. If you think of an Escape from New York, all those classic John Carpenters where it's just a black screen and just the text, right? Mm-hmm. Or, they used to have the overtures and they have like a little screen or something with some text. TV is where the movie has now started and you're seeing visuals and stuff, and we're setting the scene while the credits are on the screen. So you're not reading the credits as much as you're watching the movie and sort of noticing that there are credits. Interesting to change it that way. And the music kind of starts later. It starts as Michael is about to, well, not as he's about to resurrect, but as they move him, and then it's just like and then it just starts as they bring him out. So the actual. So when I saw those credits the first time, I thought this is trash. But I've seen this movie 100 times. I kind of like the calmness of them, where it's sort of like, this is what's been going on in between these movies. It's almost like the credits are almost Halloween 3, where it's like, but if nothing had happened, it's just like, this is just the average town now. Everyone's it's starting to fade away from memory. Okay, Michael, he's gone. He's definitely not coming back. And then once they bring him through the doors and you know they're going to transport him and you know he's going to come back because you've seen more than one movie in your life. they bring him out and then it's like, and then you're like, oh, here we go. So I think for this movie, because of the way that part 3 was, and I love part 3, because of the way that was, and to slowly, even though this movie is very good pacing, 90 minutes is crazy. Mm-hmm. It's a nice way to relax the audience for just a little bit before it starts. Because when it starts, and it starts like 2 minutes after that or whatever, like
it never lets up.
It never stops. So you need even just that little bit in the beginning. So I agree with you that I don't know if it's my favorite credits, but I really enjoyed the credits on this one.
I think it just sets like the perfect fall atmosphere. And it, like when you think of Halloween, you think of fall, and you think of Halloween, you think of October. And no movie in this franchise, I mean, Halloween 6, I think, has a really good atmosphere as well.
Yeah.
But I think it's probably between those two. I would say Halloween 4 probably has the best Halloween October atmosphere, and it sets the tone early with that opening credits, and it just gets you in that fall mood where it's like, you know, there's other Halloween movies you can watch at any time of the year, like H2O or whatever, but like this movie is like the perfect, like, okay, it's October time and I want to feel that fall October vibes, and the second you put on those credits, I'm like, okay, we're locked in, it's October, it's time for Halloween, and that's it's so special. And you would hope that all the movies capture that, but they don't. I think this one does it the most.
And they really, and Little wanted to stress the importance of the agrarian traditions in this because it's so pertinent to the time of the year, because that's what Halloween was. It was that fall festival, you know, and it's so, especially in the rural areas, it's so much more than just the costumes, you know, it's the harvest festival. And that's, it just, this leans on that feeling so much. Yeah. Best, and we've all seen a million horror movies. I love a lot of the Friday the 13th openings with the recaps. This is all of that without a recap. It's like you said, it's like a silent recap. It's showing it, and they really talk about that in the movie, is in that shows how through the dialogue and some of the ancillary character dialogue, just how it's relevant in the zeitgeist, what happened in 1978. But yeah, it's gone, but it's not forgotten, especially with like the Earl character from the bar,
right?
When we get into that part. But so yeah, we go into the ambulance showing up at Ridgemont Sanitarium, and we meet this guard, which I'm gonna look his name up while I'm playing this clip, because this guy, I've seen him in so many movies. Fucking awesome character actor. So let me play the clip.
Hell of a night, huh?
Real charmer.
Yeah. I'll take you down there.
All right.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
Yeah, first time here, huh?
Hope it's the last time.
You never get used to the faces. Never.
Jesus.
Jesus ain't got nothing to do with this place. Come on. Yeah, this is where society dumps its worst nightmares. Yeah, the one you're picking up, just thinking about him gives me the willies. A decade ago, Halloween night, he murdered 16 people, maybe more, trying to get to his sister. Nearly got it, too. But his doctor, of all people, shot him 6 times. Then he set him on fire. Both of them nearly burned to death. Yeah, I'll be glad to see this one gone. Yes, indeedy. Welcome to hell.
Officer exposition, please. Can you report to the morgue, please?
That's
Raymond.
Raymond.
You don't need to watch 1 and 2 because he catches you, right?
Yep. Raymond.
And I love it. I think it's goes very well with the tone, and he makes it fearful.
It's not too bad. It's not too bad.
Of Halloween 4 and Michael.
No, I really like this, and that's Raymond O'Connor. Like I said, character actor, legend level. Ancillary guy. You always remember, you're like, he's the guy from, and for me, it's always Halloween 4, because he's such an integral, exposition dump. And But it works though, because
Yeah.
this guy, you can tell he's been working there for a while. Michael's been there for 10 years since the night of the 78 events. So this guy, of course, over that time, you're gonna hear the entire legend, and then it's like a game of telephone. Things will inevitably get exaggerated, and you won't be able to tell. So, but it was good. I like that. It was it on the nose? Yeah, but does it fit with the movie? You have such a compressed runtime that you need that. Here it is. Listen up. Here's your exposition. Go. Because like you said, from the moment that theme kicks in the ambulance, everything is just, there's very little downtime in this.
No, and there's a lot of I like that this is an interesting start because they're on top of them. This is a more cat and mouse than we've seen because they weren't really prepared for Michael Myers in the first. We can just to make it easy. Part 1 and 2, it's basically the same night. We can say they continue into each other. We'll just call that like the first thing. So there's no prep work, right? They're just like, oh shit, he escaped. He can't drive. He was doing well last night,
Yeah.
So like this one, I like that they're on top of it. And soon Loomis springs into action the moment he hears about it also. So everyone is immediately moving forward. I like movies that continuously move forward. Everyone's got something to do, and there's no dumb, I don't believe you, and there's none of that stupid crap. Like the sheriff's like, is he really out? He's out. Oh fuck. Okay.
Sheriff Meeker is so much better than Brackett for that reason.
Oh, 100%.
He's ready to go. The second he hears that, he's like, we gotta stop this guy.
Yep.
And I love you brought up like when Loomis finds out, and I love that that head doctor that was in the hospital was trying to keep Loomis out of the loop. And Loomis finally he's like, why did you let him go? And then he sees the phone call, and Loomis just looks at him with like the smuggest, cockiest grin on his face, like, I told you guys. Why would you let him go without telling me? And it's like, oh man, Loomis is awesome in this movie. He's Loomis. Donald Pleasance is great in every movie, but I love him so much in Halloween 4.
The dialogue you're talking about is with Dr. Hoffman in his office. And Dr. Hoffman, the actor, he actually played Drago's handler in that's Michael Pataki.
Yeah, if he dies, he dies.
Yep, he was in Rocky 4. He was Drago's handler.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even realize that.
My son and I were listening.
That's like one of my favorite movies too. What the heck?
My kids never seen those, and we were listening to Living in America by James Brown the other day, and I'm like, wait, I'm gonna, because he's heard the song. I'm like, you've never heard it like this, so I turned my phone sideways on the Magic Mount in the truck and turned it so he could see it, and I put on the Apollo scene where he comes in dancing. Trey loved that. He was like, I want to watch this. I'm like, we're gonna watch the Rocky. He's never seen Rocky or Rambo yet, so we're gonna watch.
Oh, awesome.
But
Rocky IV, the musical, it's basically there's like 17 like soundtracks and montages. I'm like, this movie's awesome. It's awesome.
I've always loved Rocky IV, Rocky IV, and Halloween 4. Something about the four is always
the fours. May the fours be with you.
Yeah, exactly. I can't believe I know exactly what you're talking about now. I did not realize.
If he dies, he dies. Right? Come on. He's the same character here.
Yep.
Yeah. I bet you he was a Russian agent, and because he's like, I don't know, Michael Myers. I don't know. He knew he was going to get up and do shit. What a bastard.
That's crazy.
Yeah, Loomis. You were talking about Loomis, Blake. Donald Pleasance in this was. He was unhappy with the way the scar looked. Like he hated that.
Oh, really?
Because it moved around with the makeup in different scenes. And he said at one point, he's quoted saying it looked like he had a fried egg on his face. So he made him redo the makeup. So it's different throughout the movie.
See, I hardly notice, and I hope that I don't fully ever notice that moving forward.
I did.
I try to be blind to it if I could.
It doesn't break for me though. Like I didn't really because Donald Pleasance is so good in this. He really was. Wait, I have 2 questions about Halloween 4, says the Angry Gamer. Why is he still wearing bandages after 10 years? And how did he get his sight back after 238 rounds to the eyes? Those are excellent questions.
He's the boogeyman.
He's the boogeyman. His eyes grew back, and the bandages. Yeah, you would think his burns would have healed after that long. And we have that scene where he takes his mask off in part 5. But we're not going to talk about part 5. We're not going to talk about that one. There's 2 things we don't talk about. Bruno, and we ain't talking about part 5. I can't believe I just made was that Luca reference? Was that movie called Luca or some shit with the Bruno gimmick?
I think in Bruno the movie was Sacha Baron Cohen where he plays.
No, it's a Disney movie. It's something my kid watched. They sing that goddamn. No, that was Encanto. Never mind.
I don't mind Halloween. I like Halloween 5. I mean,
I'll watch it.
I have nostalgia for it, but it's not as good now as it was then. I'm starting to realize that, sadly.
Oh, they were that whole movie. Yeah, and I see Decepticon 77.
That's Sean, my co-host.
He brought up the 2 cops with the clown noise sound.
Wait.
That's our job. Rescue cats, find dogs, and we love it.
See, you can quote it. It's a great movie.
Yep. And they did a callback to that in Halloween 2018 with the 2 cops in the car talking about a banh mi sandwich. That was a callback to those.
Peanut butter and jelly banh mi sandwich.
Yep. Yeah. See, they were. That was a callback to that. Yeah. But no, Loomis and Hoffman have their exchange. Yeah, I love you mentioned that look because you can hear it. I was just watching the scene. You can hear the phone. The guy's like Michael Myers, and Hoffman's like, I see. And
Loomis is sitting there like,
yep, like, I knew it. I fucking knew it,
And he immediately just dips, and he's like, really?
Yep.
Well, Michael's not activated. This is the start of that Thorn stuff, right? Because he's not activated until he hears about the niece. Jamie. And then that's the activation, right? And it's like, oh, I've got to go get her or whatever. It was an interesting concept, which went nowhere and became really stupid. Mm-hmm. It's better that I don't like the family thing. This is one of the things I don't like about later entries where it's like he's only after the sister and stuff. It's like, why? Like, I just like that he for some reason saw Laurie Strode and something connected and that's it. And I don't like that. It's like he's trying to murder his family members or whatever like that. It's not really said in this movie. It is said more in the later in like 5 and 6, but it's just like have him just be like pure evil, the boogeyman. He goes after whoever he goes after. Like that's it. But I guess in this movie they needed to have they needed to come up with some reason for him to go back or whatever. Like, I don't know. But
I always like the family ties. Granted, it's obviously nostalgia plays a big factor. It's the entire franchise to begin with. And the reason why I think for Halloween 4, why it works continuing off Laurie is that something about I told you a little bit off stream beforehand. I grew up watching these movies at a really young age. I started at 3 years old. So this is one of the first movies, if not, it could be the first movie I've seen. I've seen 1, 4, 5, and Resurrection were the ones I grew up on the most when I was like 3 to 5 years old. And the concept of Michael Myers going after a 9-year-old girl and hunting her down, to me, whether that was his niece or whatever, siblings, just that fact alone, being a little kid, terrified me because Michael wasn't just going after the teenagers and the adults. He was going after the little kids. And we'll get into all the details of it. But just like I said, the bed scene where he's coming underneath the bed, like the concept of this whole entire movie is essentially like Michael really could be anywhere. He could be hiding under your bed. He could be in the closet. He could be in the house somewhere. And it doesn't matter if you're 85 years old or 5 years old, Michael will go after anybody. So even though there is family ties, he's relentless in the sense of where he's picking off one by one. That's the thing about this movie is he's systematically setting up placements where it's, turning off the power, taking out the police force. He's doing all these things for his motive of killing his family member. So he's on I guess a little bit more of a mission, which I guess is less random in some sense, but he still is randomly in a way killing anyone that comes across his path. So it's an and both situation. I think there is a weird twisted nature to the fact that he's so driven on going after his 9-year-old niece who he's never met before. And I know you brought up the Thorn, the cult stuff. This movie really like doesn't introduce that. I feel like they tacked it on a little later with the Halloween 5 because they don't show the thing on the wrist until Halloween 5. I think they were just trying to come up with something to piggyback on. I think this was more of just piggybacking on Halloween 2, where they introduced Laurie to be his sister more than that.
My thing is that you run out of victims. Secondly, if Laurie is perceived dead, then should Michael Myers die out because his mission is complete? Like, I don't like the fact that they're tying him to a storyline, because the inevitable conclusion is that why is he going after his siblings? And then their response is Halloween 6, which is it's this stupid thing. That's what it's not that I don't like it in this particular movie. It's that the inevitable outcome is terrible. So maybe if they would have swapped it around. And one thing that is funny is she's imagining Michael Myers attacking her, or she's seeing Michael Myers in her dreams under the bed, and he's wearing the exact mask that he's going to get later on in the movie. She imagined him pretty accurate, because that's exactly how he looks like. Whatever. It's just I like being fun. Yeah.
The whole thing with Danielle Harris, Jamie, having the visions of Michael is to establish that psychic link, which is later explained more in the Cult of Thorn and Halloween 6, depending if you watch the theatrical or producer's cut. You get, more of each. And I went into all these. I've done reviews of every single Halloween movie in the franchise. Resurrection just came out. They're in the Halloween franchise playlist, including the David Gordon Green trilogy, which I reviewed as Cleveland Brown. And I heard Blake mention in his video the other day the 4.5-hour marathon review of both Rob Zombie Halloweens. I heard you mention that. I was like, I still feel bad about that.
Every time I bring up Rob Zombie, I'm always going to shout out that stream on my channel because it's so crazy. Fun fact, I rewatched Rob Zombie 2 last night because I'm going through.
Link if you need help.
I might make you a little mad. I liked it a little more this time than the last time I watched it.
Which one?
Rob Zombie 2.
I like it.
I liked it a lot more. Like, I didn't hate it last year when I watched it. I told you I liked it more than the first one. But there's a weird cult following, and I think if you remember, I told you last year that there's some people that rank it extremely high.
I really like it.
And I see it constantly, and it's still definitely nowhere high on my list, but I'm warming up to the idea of it, and I can see myself liking it more. I wrote in my Letterboxd review, I hate that I'm starting to like this one.
You know what the thing is that the Rob Zombie first one is a remake of John Carpenter's masterpiece, so F off. Giving him his lame, he was picked on, get out of my face. That was stupid.
Yeah, I hate that.
It's garbage. So the first hour is garbage, and the next hour is a remake. So what am I supposed to review? There's nothing to talk about. So
that's my thoughts.
Exactly. So part 2, it's like, what does Michael Myers do in between? Like, Halloween. What is he? He walks around as a bum, but there's a lot of aggressive kills, and it looks dirty.
Yeah.
It looks like Texas Chainsaw 1. It looks like a dirty ass movie. This weird guy. It's not. What if I say it's a very good horror movie that is related to Halloween, but maybe not a great Halloween? This movie is a great Halloween movie. This would be your Friday 4. Blake, you mentioned earlier the 4s. Friday 4. It's a perfect Friday movie. This is a perfect Halloween movie. Yeah. If someone says to you, what's Halloween about? You can show them this movie, and that would be your explanation of what's Halloween is. That's what that's what it's about. Halloween 2 is a different thing. That's its own sort of weird Rob Zombie's weird vision, fever dream or something. And I kind of like it for the fact that he's like, you know what? I'm just going to make a movie that I want to make, and let's see what happens. And then that's it. There's no pressure like Halloween 1. You got to hit these points. It's like, fuck off. No one wants your shitty remake, buddy. Like, it sucks. That's the Halloween Ends is probably the worst, but I hate it. Those are the 2 worst ones.
Yeah. That's how I feel. And I used to hate Rob Zombie 2 when it came out just as much, and I didn't rewatch it since I saw it in theaters back then until a few years ago. But the thing with Rob Zombie 2 compared to Ends is that Ends is like to me, I treated that as actually Michael Myers because it was in a timeline where you had 2018 and kills, and then you butcher our boy and do everything you do with him. Where Rob Zombie 2, we already know it's a remake. They already established everything in 1 that we said we both didn't like. They gave him a backstory. He was picked on and all this mumbo jumbo. So we already established that he's not really Michael Myers. So when you go into Rob Zombie 2, I go into my mindset, I'm like, okay, this isn't the real Michael Myers. So let's just take it face value as what it is, this weird, wacky, crazy thing, almost like a Jason Goes to Hell situation, and just be like, all right, let's see what this movie has to offer, because some people have a cult following where they really like it. And when I did that, I definitely enjoy it more. I don't like the grunting that Michael does. It still bothers me a little bit. It's a little annoying. And I think the dialogue could be toned down by a lot in certain areas.
Big time. Rob Zombie only knows 2 words.
Yeah, exactly.
And they all say it.
If the dialogue was fixed up a little bit, I think it dramatically could become more rewatchable. I think that's the thing that holds this movie back. It's not very rewatchable because of the dialogue and all the weird stuff.
Yeah, they're insufferable.
But they're insufferable to get through. But me watching it, there are good ideas on, like, I guess, depression, like trauma, and like going through like real life turmoil where you're actually going through something. So that psychological aspect of like, oh wow, what if you actually did go through something? I think this movie taps into that a lot more than a lot of the other movies. So from that, I do see the artistic merit of what Rob Zombie was going for. But if it was less Rob Zombie with the dialogue,
he can't help himself.
Yeah.
No, every movie has the same dialogue.
All trash, white trash.
And I can't do that.
Like, I can't take it, man.
No, like even me, who has a mouth like a trucker, I'm like, it's like, oh my god, like,
it's nauseating because nobody in the real world would actually speak that way all of the time. It's not, and it's every character. It's not there's the one potty mouth character. Every character is written by it's Rob Zombie's voice in every character.
Yeah,
no normal people.
There's no right to bring it back to this movie though. Notice how every character is believable as who they are.
Yeah,
like there's no, this guy's the ass. Even the guy who's the ass, Brady, is not. I mean, he's an ass because, you know, Rachel's a good person and he's really being a dick. But it's not outrageous Rob Zombie level dickery.
No.
The cops are a bit skeptical. They're like, well, is Michael? No, he's back. He's back. Okay, he's back. Okay, we got to go. The townspeople are like, we got to get together and stop this guy. It's not as ridiculous levels as Halloween Kills, your favorite movie, Pete. You messaged me saying it's my favorite movie. I don't know. It's weird. And then you try to delete those tweets.
Evil
it's weird.
Lies. Wait. Are you just
Evil dies tonight?
Yeah.
It didn't happen. He tried. They tried their best, but they failed. That's why I like that movie. Those guys all died.
Did I freeze or did everybody else freeze?
You're good.
Okay.
We're good.
You're good.
All right.
Yeah, so they're behaving as real people would in a realistic situation if this was real. That makes it play better. Also, I'll say this, and then you guys can, I don't know if you want to comment on this, but first of all, Danielle Harris is awesome. I've met her. I showed you the pictures. I met her. I got her autograph, all that. She's great. I like her 1,000 times better than Laurie Strode. I don't like Laurie Strode. Actually, I don't like Laurie Strode. I don't like her in. She's okay in the first two. After I can't stand her in H2O. I can't. Well, she dies in Thingy, and I can't stand her. I don't like her. Don't like her. Sorry. I don't like her.
H2O, she's great. I'm with you on pretty much everything else.
All right, I don't like her.
H2O's fantastic.
Yeah, I saw H2O in the theater. I absolutely love her in H2O.
That's really the only one I really like her in.
Yeah, I like
one. She's fine.
Two, she's just there with that horrible wig. Because
it's terrible.
Her hair. Yeah, but she doesn't really do anything until the third act of the movie, and then she's kind of really But I've said, and Blake, I've mentioned this to you before.
Yeah, we talked.
Rachel Carruthers is the superior final girl comparatively to Laurie Strode.
100%. More, it's obvious.
More capable. Fought better.
Yeah.
And, you know, and Mustafa Akkad is on record as saying he regretted killing her off.
That was so stupid. That's really, you know what? That's the actual real fault of part 5.
Yeah.
That's the biggest fault. Yeah.
If they didn't kill her and it was her, everyone would be way more favorable. The kills are pretty decent. The cops are goofy, but he looks pretty cool. He's beefed up a bit, but it's really Rachel. It starts off and she's dead. You're like, huh?
Yeah.
And then Tina comes in, and I was like, is Tina that girl in the car? I was like, no, that's not that character. I was like, it's a different character.
It's Lindsay, and it's ambiguous to whether it's Lindsay Wallace or not.
Right.
Yeah. I think people tried to say that it was Lindsay Wallace in the Halloween 4, but yeah, replacing Rachel with Tina was insane.
And then Tina sucks. So it's not even a replacement. You're like, well, a replacement. Let's see how Tina is. Like, oh no, Tina's irritating. So it's like, wait a minute, you replaced Rachel, who is awesome, with a character that isn't equally awesome. She's terrible.
Yeah, you had the perfect like final girl replacement for Laurie Strode that people loved for Halloween 1 and 2 with Rachel. Does a great job in Halloween 4, and you kill her off in the first couple scenes. It's crazy.
That's brutal. It's
broad
crazy.
Daylight. It was. Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah, she didn't even get a night kill. She died at like 3:15 in the afternoon.
Yeah,
that's brutal. No one dies at that time.
That's
like literally never. There's never been a death at 3:15 p.m. in the history of mankind.
Never.
Not at 3:15. 3:18 maybe, but not 15.
Maybe. Well, time is important. It's accurate. Accuracy matters.
Yeah, we're down to the second here, but no, that really did. That killed me. And even watching that as a kid,
I was like, no.
Yeah, I was like, what? She was the main character. Like, what? And then you get hi, I'm like,
like what the hell is happening?
Why? Like rewatching that is the most. It's not the goofy cops. It's nothing else. It's not replacing Dr. Death in the beginning with the old hermit fisherman. No, it's Tina.
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't really ever hate Tina as a kid, but I'm not like sitting around like a Tina defender. Like it's like 100% Rachel should have been the main final girl. But I never hated. I didn't know until I got to the YouTube thing and started watching YouTubers. I'm like, oh wow, people really hate Tina. I didn't notice.
I don't hate her either.
Whatever.
But I don't hate her either. But it's such a step down, and
100%.
She came out of nowhere. This is the Batwoman season 2. You have no connection to Batman. Who are you? Like you're not his cousin. You're just hi. I'm in this show. Who are you? Like it's like Tina.
They
Hi, I'm Tina.
Feel like oh yeah, she has a great connection to Jamie. She apparently cares for Jamie. It's like who are you? You weren't in the last movie. You weren't in the last
literally
movie.
Who are you?
Why do you care about Jamie so much? Supposedly,
yeah.
And then Jamie can't speak, so you cripple. Now you could say she went through a traumatic thing, but you crippled that character.
Yeah, you cripple.
Yep.
So
Jamie,
that
you get rid of Rachel.
And you get rid of Rachel. I don't know what the heck they're talking. And then because that's that weird guy who you can't get these weird directors. I'm going to make this movie. It's like, well, okay, hold on a second. Do you care about Michael Myers? Like, who are you?
And it's probably the craziest Loomis performance. As much as I love Dr. Loomis, this is probably like his most ridiculous. Even though he has one great line.
Yeah, he's holding her in front of this is great.
Have the child, Michael. You've come
How
back,
did you guys
man.
heard? I think they said that Donald Pleasance was like drunk half the time.
Oh, beautiful! That makes me happy.
Yeah, like, he was like drunk behind the scenes.
Oh, that's awesome!
Entire time while doing it, so it makes it a lot funnier when you know that perspective, and then you watch the movie like, I see it now. I was like,
when do you want me to say I shot him 6 times?
Like he broke
6 times.
He broke the Michael Myers, like I forget the actor's name right now. He broke his nose in that scene at the very end where he's hitting him with the 2x4 where he had the chains on him. He actually broke his nose because he was going so nuts. And like I said, he was like drunk. So he just kept going. And the guy just kind of ate it and just went through it. You look it up after. It's kind of nuts. He broke his nose. He's just like, what? So he's falling on him. And the guy was, I got to look up the actor's name who played Myers for that one. But he talked about that. He was like, yeah, Donald Pleasance was just like breathing on me heavy, and he said he whispered something in his ear. I can't remember what he said, but he whispered something creepy in his ear after he like his nose is bloodied up, obviously with the mask still on, and he's laying on him. That obviously didn't make the cut, but he whispered something in his ear, like really like if he's really Michael Myers and if he's really Dr. Loomis. And he said it really freaked him out. Who was the Michael? Oh, Don Shanks. That's who it was.
Yep, in part 5. Because I was looking, they've got now part 4. You had George P. Wilbur.
Yes.
You had Eric Preston. And you also had another horror stalwart who played a main character just a couple of years before in Tom Morga, who played Myers in a few scenes this movie. Everybody's favorite Jason, Roy Burns, Tom Morga.
Man, I love.
Wait,
I like
Roy Burns.
Yeah, Tom Morga.
Oh,
So he's played Michael Myers and Jason Voorhees.
I think I did know that. It's just something I forgot
that's
about.
awesome.
I like Part 5 as well. I think Part 5 is pretty fun.
It's the first one I saw.
Really?
So I saw them reversed. Yeah, no, I didn't know. Yeah. I was like, oh, I guess he's just like some guy or whatever. I'm like, okay. Yeah. And then he's a zombie in the next one. So I saw 5, 6, 7, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's how I saw them.
I watched 6, 5, 7, 2, 3, 4, and then saw 8 in the theater, and then watched Jason Goes to Hell before I saw Part 1.
Wow, that's crazy.
Because my mom and I rented Part 1.
You told me this.
And Texas Chainsaw Massacre together. That's why they're on the same VHS, because I rented them and she copied them for me. But yeah, I saw those two together. But yeah,
that's a very weird order. Like I thought mine was weird.
I don't have much nostalgia for Friday in the sense where I remember which ones I watched with Halloween specifically. I have vague memories of them, but I know I grew up on Jason X, Freddy vs. Jason, because I saw both of them in theaters. So I saw those two a lot. Everything else is like bits and pieces. Like I remember the ending of Part 3 where he comes out the house and you see his face. Remember that?
Yeah.
Remember that freaking me out as a kid. Everything else is like, I feel like I just remember the ending of every movie. I remember the ending of Part 7. I remember the ending of Part 6. Don't have as nostalgic value where like Halloween 4, 1, and whatever. I felt like they were on TV all the time and I watched them all the time. But Freddy vs. Jason and Jason X, and I think I did see Jason Goes to Hell as a young kid, as I was telling you earlier too. I did see that one a lot. I remember being like, what is this?
This is great. Well, this one, Part 4, is very accessible as it's a gateway slasher.
Yep.
It's definitely TV playable because there isn't actually any nudity.
No.
There's about to be, but they kind of like zoom in or whatever. So you can play it. It's safe. It's like there's a few, the Gate, I would say the Gate, Halloween 4. There's a few Dolls. Yep. That's a good intro horror movie. What other ones? Like this was on my list of, you haven't seen a horror movie, throw this, like, what are you in for?
Jason Lives also doesn't have any nudity, so that's also
Jason Lives is that's the first one that everyone goes to.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
Two of my favorites for the franchise, either Halloween 4 or Jason Lives, which is
same.
Halloween 4, Jason. Yeah, Jason. Well, Jason Lives is the best one. I would
say.
Yeah.
It's the sixth.
Awesome.
The sixth entry is like the best in the franchise.
Well, they see, just like this one, you got to get somebody who really cares about what's going on. Now we got to talk about the blonde hair for sure. We got to talk about the ending, but someone who cares, who's also a good filmmaker and can build up an atmosphere, because this movie has a lot of great shots. I've been watching it while we've been talking, so you see me kind of looking away or whatever.
Yeah, I'm doing the same thing. It's on my screen.
It's on your.
I'm not watching it. Damn it.
Well, you've seen it a bunch of times.
I've seen it a million times. I just watched it again this morning.
Watched it in 4K for the very first time.
Oh, that's I saw your 4K. Excited. I didn't get the. I've bought these movies. So look, there's some movies I still buy on 4K anyways, like Conan, my favorite movie. But like, if it's like one of my favorite movies, I'll keep buying it. But I bought the Halloween movies. I had them all on VHS. I had them all on DVD. Then I had special edition DVD. Then I got Blu-ray. Then I got the whatever. I'm like, guys, it's over. Like, I'm not the Halloween channel.
I just started. The Halloween 4K was probably like I bought a few Halloween 4Ks. That one probably looked the best to me.
It does. I saw the reviews on that. You got to be careful. Don't buy too much into 4Ks either. It can only be as good as what was done too. Like if they use proper film, like a lot of these movies that like Basket Case 4K. Like, what are you effing kidding me? Like that movie was shot on nothing, right? So, anyways, but I like that the geography. I always like when the geography is set, because we saw the school, the police station, their house. I like when the geography is known in a movie, and you're like, okay, where are they? Like, okay, yeah. Because I know Michael Myers went over here. Yeah, but they're going over there. But, oh shit, he's gonna come back because he's sitting there. They did all of they did all of the tropes without making them seem like they were tropes. That's the trick. You do all of the tropes, but they don't feel like they're tropey. Like officer exposition, it doesn't feel like, oh, here's the guy who's going to explain it all. Whereas in Friday 13th, I love Friday 13th, they literally have the guy come on screen. Hi, I'm the old man in this movie, and I'm going to tell you about all this. He may as well introduce himself. It's like, why are you here? Why are you talking to us? Get away from us, you creepy old man.
Hello, I'm Exposition.
I'm old man Exposition. I've lived here.
I feel like Friday is so cheesy and like goofy that it just works for them too.
Yep.
That's the one thing we talk about. Like I'm excited for Crystal Lake. I'm excited for anything Jason in the future, but I don't think we'll ever get what we used to get in those 80s movies because it just wouldn't work nowadays. And even if they try to a little bit, like I don't think we'll ever get it. I don't know about you. I don't know if we'll ever get a zombie Jason again. I feel like they're only going to go human Jason. How do you create part 6 with the lightning and all that without people going, this is stupid, this is ridiculous, for like the new generation that didn't grow up on these movies? I feel like it's such an 80s thing.
Yeah, they missed out on the Universal monsters are everything because Jason is the Frankenstein monster. Freddy is the Dracula, right? Like, and if you have obviously anyone that's a creature would be the creature from Gilman. If there's anyone who's cursed or whatever, it's like a Wolfman character, right? So all of these deformities or anyone who's deformed. So they those are your hierarchy guys. Those are your Mount Rushmore guys, and then everyone comes down from that. And literally in part 6, the geniuses it's like, yeah, he's kind of like the Frankenstein monster. How about we actually just make him the Frankenstein monster to the point where there's actually lightning bringing him back from literally from the goddamn grave. You're like, oh my God, this is genius.
It's such a cool shot too.
It's so brilliant. Even with this one, even with I know part 5 is goofy, but even with part 5 in the beginning, you got the guy nursing the help. That's literally out of Bride of Frankenstein, right? Bride or the first one where he meets the guy, right? It's like literally like helping the guy out. That is so cool. So I think now people are looking for different things. Like they want something else, but I don't think they know what they want, because whenever you get something that does harken back to this, people tend to kind of like it and they don't know why they like it, right? They're like, oh yeah, like see Art the Clown. He looks cool. It's over the top kills, right? If we had the kill levels and the gore levels of these older movies that the Terrifier has now, right? Like back then, this movie would be like, oh shit, that was crazy. Now it's like, this is like a TV movie. Like Walking Dead is worse than this, right?
I hate that Friday the 13th, and I think we talked about this before, how the MPAA butchered all those movies, and now we get stuff like Art the Clown, like
which is insane,
which is ridiculous, right?
It's ridiculous,
and they butcher part 7, part 8, like all those movies from back in the day, and now we do the most outlandish thing possible. It sucks.
Yeah, you can get Art skinning a girl for 10 minutes, but we can't get Jason shoving a party horn in some broad's mouth. Like, come on.
Yeah, really.
I mean, that's just, and John Carl Buechler, to his credit, had all the footage he shot, which is in the Shout Factory Friday the 13th, the VHS stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's all put together so you get those kills in that one, thankfully, because he kept
for
the
which movie?
New Blood.
Oh, really?
Yeah, New Blood was literally
obliterated.
Like, I mean, that's like a TV special for kids. That's a PSA thing.
I really wonder how much better that movie would have been if we were able to see the entire project. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the money shot.
I like it, and I like it. I actually really like it as it is, and it'd be way better. Like it could have been tied for first, or maybe even better.
It could have been up there. I mean, Kane Hodder's Jason, that movie, the design is so awesome. Cool.
Like when that broke open.
Oh my gosh!
Oh yeah,
shit, dude! Like we're like, oh my god!
I remember watching as a kid. I was like, god damn! Like his face, man, the teeth, the makeup effects. Yeah, they did a phenomenal job with him. But what's your timestamp on the movie right now, Jay?
53 minutes in, it has been constant motion, movement of characters, vehicle movements, troop assembly movements, Michael moving around. This movie is like, I mean, whatever, we'll rate it, but I know everyone's rating, I think, but it is a perfect job in pacing and editing and characters. Every character has 1 or 2 lines to introduce them. You automatically, your brain, because you've seen more than one movie, fills in everything. Even those guys in the beginning when they're at the drugstore and that guy's like, I better go ask her. No, you're not. No, you're not. I understand those characters perfectly from that. Yeah, from one scene. And each guy actually has something to do. You know, they're not waiting around to be killed, because if you're watching this, Brady, you got this, go board up shit, right? You got to get Jamie down here. You got to be with Jamie, make sure she's good. Okay, you go get us the thing. She tells the girl, watch the screen. They're gonna, or watch the phone. They're gonna call in with the guys that the army's gonna call in, or the federal troopers are calling. The state police are calling.
They're calling on the radio.
That guy's gonna guard the thing. Loomis is like, okay, I got to go preemptively try to go see where I think he's gonna go. Everyone is doing something. There's quite a few characters, and they're all doing something, and none of it's superfluous crap. Like, not like, oh, I'm going to stand here and just fucking wait around until he comes and kills me.
Nobody's cannon father. Everyone has an objective, and
everybody. This is like a stellar movie on its own terms. Even if whether you compare or not, like, it doesn't matter. It's just a good movie in every way. Score is good because you got John Carpenter's theme, which is a fucking masterpiece. The other music is good too.
Alan Howarth.
Alan Howard. Oh, come on.
He's basically John Carpenter.
He is.
So, I mean, really,
yeah, right.
In terms of scoring a fucking movie, it's the difference is negligible between their scores, because
they're close enough. Batman and Robin. You couldn't get Batman. You got Nightwing or Robin or whatever.
They work together on
everything.
Over a handful of movies, so it's like, they know each other beat for beat. So it's like, oh, you need a Halloween score. Howard's like, okay, I got this if John's not coming in.
What do you guys think of the one scene where Dr. Loomis and Sheriff Meeker finally find Rachel and Jamie when they're, running and whatever, and they pick them up and they see who they think to be Michael with a mask, and then they look around and then there's all these different people wearing Michael Myers masks. Awesome. What did you guys think of that scene? Because when I was a kid seeing that, like, maybe it's because I'm young, but I was like, just like how they were in such shock. We're like, oh my gosh, what's happening? I felt like I was like, what's happening? Is there multiple Michael Myers?
It's multiple, man. Yeah.
Are they multiplying? What's happening? And then the build up to that, which is the perfect payoff when they realize that it's just a bunch of kids playing pranks. Michael has been standing there the entire time.
Yeah.
In the smoke and the showers, and they don't even notice.
It looks so good too.
Oh my gosh. I love that scene.
That I had the same reaction. I remember that because they showed a glimpse of that in the trailer where Meeker was like, oh God, Doc, and you see him like kind of panning around, and and then you get to that scene in the movie and it's like, there's like 3 of them and then 4 with Michael, and it's like, what the hell?
Yeah.
It did too. I was like, Jesus, wait, there can't be more than one of them, can there?
Yeah.
That
they
kind
didn't
of
set it up campy at all. They made it they like Dr. Loomis and all of them were fearful of what was happening.
And there actually was only one mask left. This could be this could be a coincidence, but there was only one mask left of that type in the store, and there's multiple costumes. So these kids did buy that in an event to just be dicks, and this would actually happen, because even when they're going trick-or-treating in the beginning, in the earlier parts of the movie, kids are throwing the toilet paper everywhere and they're just being dicks, right? And it's like, that in a town that had this happen, some guys are going to buy these. I literally have known people who have had like the purple Kool-Aid parties and stuff, and you're like, really? Like, come on. Like literally, like it's so. Oh yeah, have you had one, Pete? Please.
Not yet, but you just gave me an idea.
Oh, great, thanks. But there's going to be people who are going to be doing this weird stuff. They put it in, and it's put in because it's so, like, look, again, it's put in for a horror movie to have a trope like, oh my God, he's everywhere. But it's realistic. It makes sense, and they didn't play it like it was goofy. It played nice. And you could tell, because we saw the real Michael by that point. You could tell that guy's not. That's not the real guy, right? Now, what about the blonde hair? Because I did watch the commentary, and the guy admitted that they're just dumbasses and nobody noticed. Yeah, so there, they should suffer in hell for all of eternity. And Pinhead or the Chatterer or whoever you want to pick is gonna be. I'm gonna forgive them because other than that 3 seconds of screen, the rest of this movie is like pretty much flawless. But I have to, they have to, so they have to go to purgatory or they have to go to hell for some amount of time. Like they've got to be in hell for maybe 24 hours. Dude, how did you not notice that hair was blonde? Because that was absolutely terrible.
When did you guys first notice it? Do you remember?
The first millisecond I saw this movie, I was like, what is this? Why is he blonde? I'm like, what's happening?
I don't know if I knew it as a kid. I'm not sure when I even noticed. I don't know if it was
I
on
noticed
YouTube videos and someone put it out or when it happened, to be honest with you. Yeah, I don't know, but once you notice it, you don't unnotice it. Just
you
like
can't unnotice it.
In H2O.
It was after I watched it a couple times. It was like my second or third viewing because I'd recorded it off pay-per-view and I'm watching the VHS and it comes to the part where he throws Loomis through the fucking window and you're like, what?
Who's that?
Rewind it and it's like, is that the same? He's blonde.
That's his twin.
Well, they said they
player 2. It's player 2, Michael Myers.
Player 2 has entered.
Player 2.
You know,
Michael Myers.
But they couldn't paint the mask because they got him and they were pink and blonde. And they're like, if we do the paint on the mask, the homeboy's going to pass out. Like, we can't fucking do that.
Listen, I don't care what the excuse is. It's bullshit. You're going to hell for a day. I don't care.
Yeah, it's so lazy, and it's like you got to go back and refilm that shot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. What do you guys think of the mask overall? I know you made a tier list video. I kind of already forget where I placed mine, to be honest with you.
Where'd you guys place it?
I have nostalgia for this mask, obviously, because of the movie. I honestly don't think I even noticed how bad the mask was in comparison as a kid. I think I was just oh, that's Michael Myers. Again, being a little kid. Then same thing with the blonde mask. When I might have noticed a little bit as I got older, but then watching YouTube videos and people review it, and that's all people talk about when it comes to this movie. To me, that's the only thing that people could really say bad about this movie, to not put it in the conversation as the best, right? So then you hear that a million times, and then it's impossible not to look at the mask and go, yeah, it probably should be a little better, shouldn't it? Mm-hmm. Which is a shame, because I think this movie is so awesome, and I don't see why, John Carpenter's original Halloween it's great. It's a masterpiece. We all love it. Without it, the franchise wouldn't be what it is. But Halloween is like the one franchise I feel like out of all the franchises where it's like so many people are like, it's the original and everything else is a fight for second. And every other franchise you can debate. What's the best Nightmare? What's the best Friday? What's the best this or that? It's a shame to me that Halloween, it's like it's only the original or nothing. And to me, the only reason why Halloween 4 can't be in that conversation is the mask. Because I could make all the great points of why it has very good tension and pacing, just like the original, but more brutal kills, better final girl, better characters. Dr. Loomis is arguably better. I mean, it's pretty close, right? But everyone's gonna say, yeah, I hear you, but that mask is horrible, and then they kind of it just shuts you down. It's a shame, man, because we talked about it before. George B. Wilbur, who also plays Michael in Halloween 6, I love his mask in Halloween 6. I like his portrayal. I think if you put that version in this movie, I don't see how you could say this movie can't. I'm not saying you have to like it better than the original, but it could at least be in the conversation. Where for most people, no movie's in the conversation with Halloween 1 for a lot of people I see online. Like, oh, you're crazy if you even have another movie in the conversation. This movie belongs in the conversation.
Yeah, I don't disagree with anything. And for me, the mask really doesn't take away from the overall aesthetic of the movie or how effective it is as portraying Michael. I can forgive the one scene with the blonde hair because it's a blink and you'll miss it. Like you said, it takes a couple viewings to even notice it. And I mean, yeah, you can't unsee it, but it's one scene in 90 minutes that otherwise is all killer and no filler. I mean, we needed the power to go down. So what does he do? He goes to the substation and he throws poor Bucky into a transformer, which I got to do here. I mean, we got to do Bucky as Just Do. We're talking about it.
Don't try that Halloween shit with me.
What? Lucky. But no, this mask is, it's not the greatest, but it still freaked me out as a kid because this was the first experience I had with Michael Myers. And other than that, the first memories I have of Halloween are in HBO, like a commercial. They were going to air Halloween, and they showed the scene with him sticking his arm in the fucking closet going after Laurie. And other than seeing this, that was it at that point, So I saw them like, okay. So I was like, this is the first one. So I was like, Mom, can I, watch this? And and I remember the second one, the sister twist. It was like, oh wow. And then, years later, you found out Carpenter didn't want it, you didn't really like it, whatever. I don't mind it, like I said, because it leads us to here. And Halloween 4, like you said, Jay, great entry point to the franchise. You don't have to see 1, 2, or Season of the Witch, obviously, which, not taking anything away from Season of the Witch, that exists in a pocket universe. This one, this is a fucking fantastic movie. It really is. Pacing, characters. I really like the point where all the characters have something to do. There's a task. They're not just, like you said, sitting there, you lazy prick. And you back here too.
But even the mechanic, like he was working the guy at the
he was working on a car. Hey, let me get a rig. He's like, let me get a 9/16. It's not just I'm here. It's I'm in the middle of something, and then he pops out from under the car.
Yeah.
So you have to write that. Always think, it's a good test for people, for anybody in the chat, you guys, if you want to use this too. I sit there when the movie's done, think about writing it. Sit there and say, okay, I'm writing this scene. And if you're writing, you're saying, well, this is really stupid, right? Or you're writing and be like, yeah. So now it's your turn. You got to make Halloween 5. And now you have to make 10 characters? 3 or 4 have to be really interesting with a lot to do. 2 or 3 need to be somewhat decent characters with some amount of dialogue, and then a few throwaways, but don't make the throwaways lazy. So now you got to come up with 10 to 15 characters that aren't just lazy characters. That's difficult, and make it so that they're not overlapping each other. Like, oh, this guy's lines could be said by either character. Yeah. Like Rachel doesn't speak the same as I forgot the blonde girl's name. The other girl. The cops do it best or whatever.
Cops do it best.
Why is my blank? I don't know why I'm blanking it.
Kelly.
Yeah. Kelly.
Okay.
Kelly Meeker.
Yeah.
Right. So they don't say the same dialogue. Like without seeing them, if just reading the dialogue, you can tell, oh, that's a Rachel statement. Like,
you even have relationship drama between going on.
Which is really neat when she
little subplot.
Exactly.
Yeah. And the scene in the drugstore where the teenagers worked. The one guy hanging out there, you have Brady, you have Wade, the one that went over to ask Kelly out, and then you have the other
turned down.
Got shot down like a Scud missile.
Such a funny scene, sir.
But the other guy there that only has like a brief passing glimpse of him, he's wearing a blue coat. That's Tommy Doyle.
Oh shit!
He's listed under the cast as Tommy Doyle.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
That was
so you have Tommy Doyle and Lindsay kind of Easter egged in there.
Yep. Lindsay.
Cool. They don't give the last name of Thingy, but Tommy Doyle, yeah.
Yep.
That's dope.
Yeah, Tommy Doyle. He's listed as Tommy Doyle.
This movie
that's cool.
Took it serious on the idea of return of Michael Myers and
right.
Karen for bringing back this franchise after however many years since Halloween 3. Again, we wish they probably did the mask a little bit better because that's literally the only thing holding back. But they cared about all the details of the story, the characters, the vibe, capturing the Halloween October essence. And I think the kills are brutal, man. I think the opening scene, his first kill in the hospital, the thumb into the head. Oh my gosh, that freaked me out as a kid. Man.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, like the force and the power behind that someone.
It's just like this, guys. It's just like this. It's just like when you remove your thumb. It's the same.
It's not real. Freaks me out. The shotgun kill is great. And then the kill with Brady, like even though he, was cheating on Rachel, whatever, you cared for him. Yeah. You cared for him because like he was willing to fight for that. I don't know. That scene was very emotional, and even as a kid, I was like I didn't look at him as cannon fodder. I was like, I didn't want Brady to die in that moment.
Right.
He was trying to fight. Like I felt like every kill and every character mattered in this movie, which is awesome.
Yeah, he says go back. If someone says go back, I'll hold them off. That means that's like a redemption right there. The mask, it didn't really bother me that much.
Yeah.
I really thought too much, like, does it look as good? Because it's like there's Shatner's mask and then there's every other mask.
Yeah.
Yep.
This mask wasn't too bad. The Halloween 2018 mask was okay for me. H2O, I know H2O, some people didn't like that you could see the eyes, right?
That was a big thing for me.
Was it too? It was kind of
is
weird,
the biggest
but
fault for me.
Yeah, it's a bit weird.
I like the shape of the mask. I think the mask doesn't look bad. But the only part where the eyes seems like reasonable is the final shot where he's holding his hands out.
Right.
For that brother-sister connection. That's where I think the eyes, I guess,
they could have pulled the Batman Returns and removed the black makeup when he rips the mask off in Batman Returns. You're like, wait a minute, the black around your eyes is gone. Even though Batman Returns is a 10 out of 10 masterpiece. But anyways,
good movie.
Whatever. But yeah, it's like, so, but I don't know. I thought the mask was like, okay. I didn't really hate it or anything. I wasn't like, oh man, I didn't barf. Like, I just thought, okay, it's not, I think I was old enough to realize that, I guess, in story, the other mask burned anyways. My buddy actually blew up in a hospital. He got more than just a couple of scars on his arm. But anyways, that's a different. I love that they blew up in a hospital. They're like, oh, I've got a little bit of thing here. Whatever, it's fine. Maybe Dr. Loomis is part of the cult of Thorn or whatever. He's the what's the opposite of Thorn? He's the cult of Smooth, and he has to like fight the Thorn or whatever. Because he survives just as much as Michael Myers. He's as tough as he is. I blew up in a hospital. All I got was this lousy scar.
And his hand.
T-shirt.
And okay, fine.
Look, this is what he did, Sheriff. Look,
I'm reminded every day.
I'm reminded every day. I like, you know what? Because I'm watching. They're climbing up the roof. This was cool. The rooftop battle. Never saw that really properly before this. This was really nicely done.
Yeah. So the roof that they're on was built in an open field, and it was only 20 feet off the ground at the peak. So they're not on a real roof. Right. But Ellie Cornell did slip and slide down it and got a cut on her like rib cage from a nail. The house was originally supposed to be on fire in this scene. Wow,
they're going for broke, man.
That's what I said. They were really going for it.
But they decided not to. And with Alan B. McElroy, who did so many rewrites to the script of part 4, that he got the sole writing credit for it, because there was a whole other script, and McElroy, who is friends with Little, he's from Ohio as well, he came in to do a rewrite, and he got sole credit for the writing on it.
That's cool.
But yeah, there was so many different things that were supposed to happen. If you want to go into detail with it, you can watch my review in the Halloween playlist on my channel. But it's called, in my Halloween 4 video, it's called Halloween 4, an underrated gem. Because I absolutely love this movie.
I do think it's extremely underrated in the sense that it's not underrated by Halloween fans per se, because a lot of Halloween fans do like it, but I think in the zeitgeist of like horror and like just casual movie fans, like everyone will say like, oh, October, oh yeah, I like Halloween, I've seen Halloween, and that's why I say I'm like such a big defender of this movie, where since a little kid, like people are like, oh yeah, Michael Myers, I've seen Halloween, and I would always be one in the room, I'm like, well, did you see Halloween 4? Did you see Halloween 4? They're like, oh no, I seen the first one, or someone would be like, oh, I seen the second one, and then as time going on, Rob Zombies came out. They're like, oh, I seen Rob Zombie in the first one. I'm like, you got to see Halloween 4. Like, I remember just telling people that, like, not being horror fanatics, like, oh yeah, whatever, and never really caring. And it seems like that, where it's like, that's what I mean, where I'm like, it's a shame with a lot of these like slasher movies and stuff like that, where Halloween 1 is praised by the masses, which I'm glad that we have that, but it's like by Rotten Tomatoes and all these different critics and whatever, they'll recognize the first movie, they'll recognize the first Nightmare on Elm Street or whatever, but then they will pay attention to the rest of the franchise to see if any of the other sequels are good. And that's the thing, where it's like, if you look at the Rotten Tomato scores or IMDb and whatever, it's crap for this movie, but Halloween 1 is like super praised, and it's like, I don't know what they're missing. Like, Halloween fans know Halloween 4 is a good movie, and they'll still like it, even if they don't like as much as the original. They love the sequels, but the outside perspective is that they don't give sequels the time of day.
Then nobody watches these movies.
Content.
That's what. Firstly, IMDb is fake. So is Rotten Tomatoes. They're all fake. Nobody watches
and I hate
any.
them too. Just using them as reference.
Yeah.
Hey, that's what I do. It's just a frame of reference.
Yeah, just to see how people don't watch movies, because there's a lot of fake praise for movies that are total garbage and people pretend they're good. And there's a lot of hate for movies that are good that people pretend they suck. And most of the time they haven't watched it or they haven't paid attention. In the zeitgeist, John Carpenter's name in Halloween Part 1 hold a lot of weight. Yeah. For good reason. Mm-hmm. I love Bay of Blood. I love Black Christmas. I know they came before, but really Halloween is the first big. This is the Black Sabbath is the first metal album, even though there's other guys precursors. It's like Halloween is sort of the first big real slasher guy. When the mask looks cool, stalking, the kills, all that stuff, the nudity, everything is perfectly aligned to call this a slasher movie. So it's fitting that it's on Halloween. Perfect name, perfect score, all that, like the music, all that. But to follow that up, I like Halloween 2 a lot. And then to follow it up with Part 4, because Part 4 has a large task. Because Part 2, okay, it's still kind of cool. There's nudity and some good kills. But then you got Part 3, which I personally love. Same. I know you guys like it. It's a great movie, but it's called Season of the Witch, and they put Halloween 3 in front of it, and that's problematic. Now you've got everyone hated the last movie, and now you've got to bring it back with Michael Myers, exposition it up, because people aren't going to watch everything. They're just going to go see whatever's new. Mm-hmm. And you still have to have the kills, and you still have to have Michael Myers badass, and you've lost Jamie Lee Curtis. Yeah. Right? So you've lost your heroine. There's a lot of already hurdles. Like you got hurdles anyways. For this movie to be this awesome is a bit crazy because there's so many hurdles, and it just fucking goes right over them. The mask. It doesn't. I'm just gonna say it doesn't bother me. I don't care. It's fine. I have
and I'm glad it doesn't, because to me it never did either. I feel like the internet and everything I've seen is trying to convince me
it's fake. Blake.
It's annoying.
It's fake because I'm 48. I don't know how old you are. I don't know how old you guys are, but
my birthday's on Friday, actually.
Friday. Oh, awesome. Okay. How old are you?
I'm 28 right now.
28. Okay. So I'm 20 years older. So I was around for
45.
This. 45. Okay. So we're about the same. So I was around for this. There's a lot of fake things back then. No. Back then, we all thought this was awesome. I don't know what these people are talking about. Yeah. Nobody was saying, that mask didn't look very good. I remember going to my buddy's place. It's we would watch Halloween 4 tons of times. We'd throw in, same with Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. Oh, it's so terrible. It's really? Not when we watched it. I watched it 4,000 times. I thought it was equal. I thought it was better than Part 1. Really? Oh, don't tell me that. Blake, you're too young. You won't be able to fend off the damage you're going to get. I've got more hit points than you do. I've got way more hit points.
I don't really care about. I'm not a massive TCM fan to begin with, so I don't really care.
I am.
That's my big.
No. But nobody said any of this. This is fake. This is this. No. Don't pretend you're this big armchair critic or you're this big hipster. Yeah. You weren't saying any of this in I don't remember what's the year of this, exact year of this?
88.
Nobody said this in 88.
No.
Yeah.
No,
not at all.
That's why I was shocked until I started watching the YouTube video, because I used to just watch
their lies
on my own and then talk with my cousins. They were diehard. It wasn't until 2019, 2020 where I started wanting to watch ranking videos and all this stuff and whatever. And that's where I started learning these. I'm like, that's why I said I didn't know people hated Halloween 5 or hated certain things. And I'm like, that's where I started noticing that stuff. And that's the one element of YouTube where it's sometimes it can be annoying, when people point out flaws in movies you love, or they try to convince you of these flaws. You're like, damn. I was like, I never thought that. I was like,
even if the flaws are there, who cares?
Yeah, exactly. It's like people saying now in 2025 that Ace Ventura is problematic. No
one said that.
My response to that is this: I don't fucking care. Well, they make fun of this. It's funny.
A comedy movie.
It's a comedy. You can make fun of things. Either we can make fun of everything, or we can't make fun of anything.
South Park rule.
The Wayans brothers coming out with Scary Movie 6 just announced that we don't care if you're going to be offended. We're going to offend people with this movie. So
Right.
Excellent.
I'm hoping they really go for broke and make Scary Movie 6 awesome. Because the original
Excellent.
Scary Movie is freaking hilarious.
It's
I
pretty
just
funny,
rewatched it a week or two ago. I love it.
I just realized I have part 3 on VHS. I don't even know where I got it, but it's
Oh,
out there
wow.
in my VHS rack. No, there was nobody complaining about this. Like, I was 8, 9 years old when I saw this, and I remember watching it with my mom and like her explaining it was a big deal because they have Michael Myers back, because she was like, well, she goes, Michael Myers wasn't in the third one, which is called Season of the Witch. And I'm like, wait, there's a witch? And then she's like, well, not really. And she's explaining it to me. And I'm like, I watched that one as a young, like 13, 14, I think, when I saw Season of the Witch the first time. It was a couple years later, because like part 5, I remember watching part 5 and being a little bit disappointed because, like I said, Rachel died. That was my disappointment, though. I wasn't thinking about like the pacing of the movie, because as a kid, you don't really think about the pacing. You're just the scares. When is Michael on screen?
Yeah.
How are the kills?
The barn scene was pretty good. So
That's
you're
cool.
like, is there gonna, I'm watching this, I'm like 9, 10 years old. I'm like, is there gonna be tits? I mean, that's basically the things you watch these for, especially after being conditioned by Friday the 13th. But seriously, it's a solid movie. There's no the hate for it, any perceived flaws is basically manufactured for clicks. It's clickbait.
Yeah, 100%.
That's because this movie, like I said, it brought the franchise back. And had it not been for Halloween 4, the return of Michael Myers,
we don't get another of this giant franchise.
Nope. It stops at 4 movies. That's it.
Yeah, that's why this one had so many hurdles. Like, again, this had so much going against it. This was the last. I know we're approaching time, but we have to talk about the ending really quick. We have to talk about the very end. What did you guys think of that? That was pretty crazy.
That freaked me out as a kid. I thought it was Michael Myers, like, because watching this as a real little kid, seeing him put on the mask, because it was already set up so well in 3 movies. Well, Michael Myers survives everything, so in my mind, I'm like, crap, Michael's back again. Didn't even think in that moment. So I was genuinely shocked, and Dr. Loomis's reaction to it all is what sells it even more. They're just like, them holding back, him willing to shoot the little girl in that moment. Crazy, as she's just standing there. And Jamie, Daniel Harris is acting as a little girl for that scene. My gosh, flawless.
And Meeker grabs Loomis's gun, and this motherfucker puts it right, like he's ready to put a bullet in her too. I'm like, goddamn, like, nuts. But no, it was that swerved me at the end, because, like I said, I hadn't seen the first one yet. And I'm like, oh, and then my mom's like, oh, well, we need to watch, we need to see the first one, because this is kind of like what I'm like, wait, what? Then so I love this franchise. I really do. The original, and like I said, it's almost to where I'm like Friday the 13th with this. I'm good up until Resurrection. Like I'm straight through all the way through Resurrection. I can watch any of them. I can, even the bad ones, like 5. I'll watch that. Curse of Michael Myers. I
like Howard 6. I don't
hate it. I think I was a little rough on it before. But that was because I did a video on like the production stuff on it and and it was the behind the scenes shit on that. There was the Weinsteins were a pain in the ass to work with. I mean, and all the other shit aside, like working for those two was a fucking nightmare from a lot of, and like I said, just the work side of things. We're not talking about all the bullshit. We know they're fucking monsters. But I don't hate Curse of Michael Myers. I need to own both cuts of that.
I don't like the producer's cut at all.
I like the theatrical.
I like that. I saw it in the theater. I thought it was okay. It's just kind of goofy with the Thorn stuff, but
the producer's cut has some cool things in it
that
I would like to add it. Like there's more Dr. Loomis lines, which I appreciate. Yeah. There's actually a YouTuber that I follow. His name's Drum Dums. I don't know if you've heard of him.
I just watched one of his videos today.
He has
The best of the producers cut mixed in with the theatrical.
He edited it himself, and I haven't seen it in a few years. But if you DM him, he'll just send it to you. He'll send it to you. And you can watch it. He does blend it very well to where, like you say, he pretty much just adds extra Loomis scenes and this and that. And a couple of good. There's like one good Michael stalking shot of like him stalking the lead final girl in that movie. That's very similar to Halloween 1. That's not in the theatrical, which I don't know why you cut that out. And a couple little details that didn't need to be cut out of the theatrical. But overall, the theatrical cut definitely makes Myers more of a force. The way he's shot, the way he's lit. Like the producers kind of rewatched it, or I watched it a week or two ago. It's just like the way Michael's shot. He doesn't even seem as intimidating in that movie.
It's awful. It's awful. All of his parts are terrible.
But the way he's shot in the theatrical, it's one of my favorite Myers. I think he's relentless. He feels like supernatural almost. It's like Halloween 4, but amped up a little bit more. And it's very rock and roll, very metal. And the kills are so brutal. I love the atmosphere. And I'm a big Paul Rudd guy. I didn't like his performance when I first watched the movie, but I like Paul Rudd in a lot of other things. So eventually it grew on me, and I find it quirky. And I think it's definitely a flawed movie, but it's one of those movies. The more you rewatch it, you just have fun with it. Kind of like the Friday the 13th movies. Not all the Friday the 13th movies are great. Like I didn't love Friday Part 5 originally, but over time I'm like, this movie's a fun time, and that's kind of what's happening with Halloween 6. I like watching it. It could have been so much better now.
I think 3 and 6 were the only ones at that time that people didn't like. Because I remember 3 at the time when I was watching these, were like, oh yeah, 3's terrible, don't watch it. Like literally, and I didn't, and I held off. And then I actually saw 3 way later when I was old enough to be like, whoa, this is a really awesome movie. But man, it's not Halloween. I don't know what to think about this. Like, I saw, even back then, not back then, this was much later on when I saw 3, and I thought, if they just remove Halloween 3 and cross that out and just call it Season of the Witch, it's a pretty stellar horror movie. We got Tom Atkins, who I'm meeting next Sunday. I'm meeting Tom Atkins. Woohoo! But no, I know, and I'm going to take pictures. I'm going to say Pete sucks, and it's going to be awesome. I'm literally going to get, and I might get the raft. The girl who from Friday 13th Part 4, she's in the raft, and you take a picture with her with the Jason mask and the machete, so you're killing her in the raft. So she lays in the raft for the picture. Anyway, but yeah, from back then, people did hate Part 6, but it was the first one I saw in the theater, and I still thought it was kind of cool, but the ending was kind of weird. I thought they got rid of Jamie. They did the same thing. Yeah. There's no Danielle Harris, who is like the one we were waiting to see.
That's a huge flaw, but what they do with the character of Jamie is pretty bad. But it doesn't bother me because it's not Danielle Harris playing it. That's
good point.
So if it wasn't Danielle Harris, if they did that to Danielle Harris's character,
I got you. I see.
Harris, I'm like,
so it's the fake Jamie. It's the fake Jamie.
Yeah.
So we could go back and remake that with Danielle Harris now, and just say that it was an alternate timeline. Paul Rudd looks the same. I mean, why
he does look the same.
He hasn't fucking aged in 30 years.
Yeah, he looks the same. Yeah. I wish they would have had Jamie. I wish they would have had Danielle for H2O.
Yeah.
That would have been to have Jamie Lee, who I don't like in the movies as much, but she's okay. But her and Thing together, like that would have been awesome.
That's another problem. Jamie Lee Curtis is the deadbeat mom.
Like, of course, I hate that.
She had a kid, faked her death, moved across the country, had another son. She's like, "What about your daughter? Screw that kid." Like,
that's what I never understood timelines and reboots when I was a little kid. Right. So I was like, "Where's Jamie?" And like you guys said, I don't think I even saw 6 growing up. So I think I saw 1, 4, 5, and then might have seen H2O, and I was like, "Where's Jamie? Where's Jamie?" And that's all I kept saying. Didn't understand the timelines. I didn't see 3 or 6 until I was older. And if I did see them, they slipped my memory, right? It was like bits and pieces. But so I get what you mean. And like I said, I don't think I liked either for those reasons. I heard 3 didn't have Michael. So I'm like, I purposely didn't watch it. And then Halloween 6 I probably saw bits and pieces. I'm like, oh, this is weird. And with all the cool stuff. And I didn't like it when I was younger. Like I said, now, I don't know. I'm starting to break down with Halloween 6 a little bit.
All right, the movie's over. The movie's over, so we're officially mine's over.
I'm actually watching it 1.5 times now because I was halfway watching it on the way here, and now they're back in the house right now.
God, that movie's gonna be like 5 minutes. Yeah.
This is a 10 out of 10.
Oh, it's a 10 out of 10. This is the last 10 out of 10 Halloween movie.
Yeah.
After that, you could say, oh, I kind of like part 5, I kind of like part 6, but they're not 10 out of 10s.
No.
Like for me, 1, 2, maybe not. I guess, well, I like 3, but 1, 2, 4 is 10, they're all 10s.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a 10 out of 10 for me. This was my favorite horror movie of all time growing up my entire life. I don't know if it is now. It's 1 or 2 for me for my favorite horror movie of all time. 1 is, there's another movie that's right there with it. So kind of spoilers for where my Halloween ranking video is going to be. I'm making a Halloween ranking very soon. The only reason why I haven't recorded it yet is I'm really struggling to decide my ranking. So I don't know about you guys. For me, my like 2 through like 9 range is like, it depends on the month, the year, the season, the mood, the vibe. My number 3, 1 month, 3 months from now could be my number 9 the next month. That's how much I love this franchise and how it's actually shocking to me. So whatever ranking I end up doing, I'm probably gonna regret in 2 months from now.
5 minutes after.
Why would I put that at number 5? I'm like, that movie sucks. That one should be down here.
I can help you out on this in the sense of other franchises. If you look at Halloween Part 1, John Carpenter, every single thing in that movie has sustained. The music, the look, the stalking of Michael Myers, the invulnerability, the boogeyman theme, the blank stare, he's the death. All of that has remained. They've never had to change it, which means it was all good from the beginning. They've only added on to it. It's easy to add than it is to create, right? Yeah. So that's... Friday the 13th is not the same. So when earlier, I don't know which one of you mentioned that some people, I think Blake mentioned that people can have a conversation, say, well, I kind of like 4 better than Friday 1. What? Like nobody says that. Like, yeah, 4 or 6. But that's because 1 established only the forest and killing. Whereas the Jason parts, which is what the bulk of the franchise is, starts to develop later. It's a weird thing where Friday the 13th develops into what it is versus Halloween already started and just got it added on. And then the less you like it is because things get added that you don't like. So once they start adding, oh, he's controlled. It's a cult of thorn. It's like, oh, I don't know if I like that. Rob Zombie's got him as this weird, like hobo running around. It's like, oh, that's weird. So as they start doing that, you like them less. But as long as they keep the core values and add to them, this is why Halloween 4 is so good, because it's Halloween 1, just with slightly more thought, because they know what they can do now with their budgets, with their effects, with the actors that they have, right? So that's why, but like even the Nightmare 1, you could say that's the best because nothing changed. Like everyone loves Nightmare 3, but Nightmare 3 is just part 1 with more budget and slightly better characters, right? And a bit more interesting things of having the powers. Each kid has his powers or whatever. So that's neat. But Friday 13th developed, like, I like part 2 as well.
One of the easiest ones for me to rank, to be honest with you. I
6, 4, 7, 8. Like what? I mean, but
I have my bracket of where they are, and they're not really going to fall out of that bracket or tier. Where, like I said, Halloween's literally. I wish I could have documented better. I know in my head where I've had certain movies, but literally where I'm at right now, my possible number 4 was literally number 9. 2 years ago, and my number 3 is now at 6 or 7, and it's like, and it's literally all over the place, and it continually does that, which is interesting. Halloween 4 is the one movie that really never changes for me. So I'm excited to see what I'm going to end up saying or not saying. Like I said, I told you I watched Rob Zombie 2 last night. I'm like, I actually kind of like it. I was like, so like, what am I doing? I was like, don't rank that too high, Blake. I was like, you might regret it.
Go high. I put it in the top. How many Halloweens are there? Is there 12? No, 13. So I would say Halloween, maybe Halloween 2, Rob Zombies, maybe not in the very.
I would say the only ones I hate right now are Halloween Ends, and then I don't like Rob Zombie 1 really at all. For the same
those are the 2 shit. Well, that's easy. That's easy peasy.
So we're on the same board there. Everything else now that I like Rob Zombie 2 a little bit, it's a little bit of a debate, but really it's my 2 through 9's really the.
Rob Zombie 1's has to be the worst, even though Halloween Ends sucks. Rob Zombie's movie, the first hour is horrendous garbage. All the characters are trash. And it's and giving him a backstory, which it's not even a backstory, it's a lame backstory. It's like, oh look, he was picked on. Ooh, who cares? Yeah. It's like I'd pick on him too. He's a loser. He did have a Destroyer shirt on, so I'll give him credit for that. But like otherwise, that kid sucks. And then the last half's trash. Halloween Ends sucks, but at least the ending is kind of neat, and he's got a little bit of things in it. And they tried to make Christine Part 2, and they didn't. They couldn't do Christine.
It just offends me much more.
It's
To me,
terrible.
My bar was set so high. I think James Hugh Courtney is one of the best Michael Myers performances in 2018 Kills, and they set him up to be such a force
in Part 2.
Kills.
Yeah.
By the end, he's the more he kills, he transcends and all this stuff. Like all those questions that they set up, I was like, oh my gosh! And like you said, he wins in the end, and then you don't see him for 45 minutes into Halloween Ends. You're following this random guy named Corey who sucks. Who's riding around on a motorcycle with Allison, who Allison all of a sudden is so easily smitten by him.
And she's stupid too in that movie.
I thought she was set up pretty well in 2018, and I was like, okay, we're gonna build her up to be a really good final girl eventually, and then they just make her so dumb and
I love him. He loves me. I love him. What are you talking about? This guy was here 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, you just met him. What is going on? You weren't like this before.
You just met this guy.
Why did
1
you
minute
change?
ago. Yeah.
So we're following that whole journey, and then we find Michael in a sewer. I'm like, okay, what's going on over here? And Corey beats him up, pushes him down, takes his mask on him, and says, "You're just a man." Oh my gosh, dude! I was audibly I was throwing up my arms in a movie. I'd never been in a movie theater and just
Blake,
freaking out.
Relax. You're getting worked up. You've convinced me. You've convinced me Halloween Ends is the worst.
Oh my gosh, I hated that movie. That's the movie that I told you about. I saw Halloween Kills.
He can't do it. He can't. He's really upset over this. Take a breath.
Oh my gosh, it makes me so mad. I hate it.
You're like literally this is awesome.
I've never hated a movie more than Halloween Ends.
Let it flow.
Okay, when you put that video up, I'm gonna troll the crap out of you and say Halloween Ends is clearly the best. This guy's an idiot. Don't listen to him. Unsub from him. You're gonna.
That's what makes me more mad though, is that there are a huge cult following for Halloween Ends, and some people absolutely love it. Some of my favorite YouTubers who love Michael Myers, love this and that, put Halloween Ends very high on your ranking.
Oh my god!
And I'm like, dude, like.
Send them to me. I'll send them over. Send them over here.
They could just watch my review of Halloween Ends as Cleveland Brown. I eviscerated that fucking movie.
I'll rewatch that.
That was the sorriest excuse for a Halloween movie. That Season of the Witch is more of a Halloween movie than Halloween Ends is. Yeah, the cucking of Michael Myers.
Yeah,
he gets beat up. He gets beat up by a 20-something-year-old who got his ass kicked by band fucking kids.
Yes.
Not only did they beat him up, they threw him over a fucking bridge.
Yeah, teenagers.
Teenagers.
Oh, those teenagers were they weren't even cool like bullies.
No. Guy's throwing his drumsticks around like he's tough. I'm like, if you're a drummer, that's awesome. But I'm like, I don't really find that intimidating.
No, and drummers aren't bullies anyways. They're working on their music. Like I don't think they understand like it's the worst. That's official. It is the worst. Second worst is Rob Zombie 1. Okay.
And again, so I remember going into that movie because I was nervous going into Halloween Ends. And I was hype on Kills initially when the movie came out. And I said, whatever happens in this movie, even if it's bad, the one thing I could trust was Michael Myers, James Hugh Courtney was going to be awesome. That's what I convinced myself of after 2018 Kills. That was my bar. I set my expectations to, even if the movie's bad, I know I can trust James Hugh Courtney and his Michael Myers. So when that was taken away from me,
you got nothing.
It was all loss. I was shocked. I couldn't believe it.
Well, the other characters are terrible, so there's no one to root for.
Yeah, they ruined Lori. She was baking fucking cookies.
Oh my god! So in 1 minute, if she's retarded, so in 1 year she was badass. Laurie Strode shotgun too. And now she's like, I'm making cookies because I forgot about all this. That's not how it works.
After her daughter died.
Yeah.
Her daughter dies, and now it's time to bake pies. But she was crazy for 40 years.
Right.
For no reason.
To be fair, Karen was kind of a bitch, and she let her husband.
Just whole bitch, yeah.
Her husband got folded into half, and they just forgot about him.
Of course, yeah.
Like
Judy Greer sucks.
I just like, I was never so happy to see Judy Greer die in a movie. I was like, you know what?
I liked her more in Kills though than in 2018. In 2018, she really drove me crazy.
Wow, Blake, I actually agree with you. You know what was funny? I started to like her, and then they killed her. I was like, screw it. Like, I was kind of liking her. I thought, well, she's dead. Oh, well, I guess that's
Yeah.
fine.
You made
It
me
did
care.
shock me though when they killed her. I wasn't expecting it. But I was like, oh snap, they're killing her.
Oh, I clapped in the theater. You should watch movies in the theater with me. I cheer and clap for weird shit. I saw Terrifier 3 by myself, and I'm like, yeah! And people are like, who is this weird guy standing next to us?
During the chainsaw scene.
That was awesome. And I'm wearing the full Terrifier getup. It's like, yeah. I was eating gummy bears. Anyways.
Yeah.
10 out of 10?
Yes,
Everybody?
it's 10 out of
5
10s
stars.
all around.
Awesome.
Blake, tell the people where they can find you, sir.
You guys can find me at Far From Blake on YouTube. I also am on X. You can follow me there. I don't have a lot of people follow me on X. Follow me. We can have conversations, talk about videos. I am having a Halloween ranking video. So if you enjoy talking about Halloween, go check out my Halloween ranking video coming very soon. If you haven't seen my channel, I have a Halloween mask tier list video and a Halloween timeline ranking. So where I get into all the different timelines, the official ones, and I dabble into some fun, different, alternate timelines as well. So definitely check my channel out if you like Halloween.
Thank you for being here again, bro. It's
fun.
Been a pleasure.
It's been a long time coming. We've really met each other for our love for Halloween 4. You found my I did a reaction video to Cody Leach of me talking about Halloween 4 and how much I loved it and all that. You gave me a chance. You come on my channel and you said, hey, let's collab. Talked about Rob Zombie for 4.5 hours as our first introduction, but our love for Halloween 4 is kind of the reason why we got here. So I'm glad that we got to talk about it today. So
yes, sir, man.
It was in due time.
Absolutely, bro.
Awesome.
Jay, thank you again, brother, as always. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back here. Let me show this one more time. Let's go over to our graphics, right? Yeah. September and October, obviously, as we're in October. The 23rd, this Thursday night, we're doing Hellraiser, 8:05 Eastern. And next Thursday night, we will close it all down with the 1978 John Carpenter classic Halloween. Commentary is available in full on Patreon the next day. And Sunday night, our Halloween spooktacular over on Killer Pizza, my boy Roberto Bad News Cruz, my tag team partner. We're doing a dual stream. Him, Carlos, me, and Jared are going to get together, have a Halloween party. We'll be in costumes. We'll have some fun. Check us out Sunday night, 6 p.m. And yeah, other than that, folks, I'll probably try to get another video out this week. I got another couple shorts I'm going to do for the season. And Davian requested Night of the Living Dead 1990, so I'll have that out before Halloween for you, brother. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in this evening. Davian, thank you for joining as a channel member. We appreciate you guys. Check us out on Patreon, patreon.com/wrestlingwithhorror420. That's it. I'm done. For Blake and Jay, I'm Pete from Wrestling with Horror. If we don't see you, have a great day. Pleasant tomorrow. We'll catch you on the next one. And remember, it's always better to burn out than fade away. Deuces. Be sure to join us for Hellraiser and